So this video is going to cover Act 1, Scene 5 and Act 1, Scene 6. Scene 5 takes place right at the very top of page 20 with Rona's line, "Slam dunk from Park." And what we need to keep in mind is that the first set of blocking is going to take place right after that, in which Chip is going to have to take, and he's going to have to come down and cross here to stage right of Marcy. Marcy, you're going to be here at the microphone. Chip will be right here. You'll be at the 6-foot distance with each other, at which point Chip is going to say, "Hey, you were at Nationals, remember me?" Um, because Chip is going to be the next one coming up to the microphone. So this is going to give them the chance to have that interaction. So Marcy, when you're at the mic, you are going to have to turn to your right to eventually come back to your seat, just so that you will, again, be able to see Chip right here. From there, we've got Chip is going to make reference to whatever volunteer was called and had the easy word. Whatever Panch ends up using as like some type of a comment about that speller or Rona, you're going to need to make sure, Chip, that as you're down here at the mic, that you're referencing that audience volunteer according to how they were acknowledged. So just keep in mind that piece in the script. And then as we come down, Panch, I wanted to make a quick note for you at the bottom of 20. It can. I want you to make sure you put a pause in there. It would be wrong. So that pause is going to garner you a laugh. And Chip, that should then also cause a reaction from you as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then depending on when you get your words spelled correct, before you go back to your seat, just give some kind of a reaction here, some type of reaction to getting the word spelled correctly. And then as we move over onto page 21, we're going to have the transition into Pandemonium. And so that's going to pick up with your video from Mrs. Mullen. And I'm going to resume on the bottom of page 25 at the end of the song. Now, I need to find out, I am not 100% certain as to whether or not there is transition music between the end of the song and the selection of the next speller. So we're just going to play it off that however you end Pandemonium, you are going to stay in the mood of the song and in your character. You're going to make your way back to your seat or spot and sort of resume as if that song was just this kind of out-of-body experience, and now you're back into the game. And so, Schwartzy, you're going to get called up. You are going to approach the microphone. Everything is really as is here until we get to the top of page 26. And that's where we're going to have your little flashback scene. And so we've got Panch who says Sally's mother told her it was her cystitis that made her special. Schwartzy, you're going to say on your line, "I think I studied this one with my mom's." That's going to cue a light change. It's going to be a quick light change, but that's going to cue that light change, and that's where we're going to immediately need to have Carla Mom right there in place. And Carla Mom, you're going to come in stage left, and you're going to come down and sort of be over here with Schwartzy kind of over here at the mic. So Carla Mom, you'll end up here on the halfway mark sort of line 2. Dana Mom, it isn't so crucial for you to be out here at the same time as Carla Mom. So as long as Carla Mom, you can kind of come in from off stage and just sort of hold over here on stage left, and then just make your way straight over when it's time. But Schwartzy will be here. I think I studied this with my mom's. And Carla Mom, you're going to need to be right there to give her segue. All right. And then you're going to come through. And Dana Mom, you can kind of make your way in and then just sort of come over here onto this side of Schwartzy. So it should end up being Schwartzy, Carla Mom, Dana Mom. And that's really where you're going to end up being on this. So it's kind of like, the little angel versus the little devil, one versus the other. And that's going to eventually get the moms into an argument. And as the two of you are doing that, you're going to make your way down here to the front on line A, and you are going to eventually get a spotlight on you guys that's going to come down on you. So there's going to be that light piece as you guys are arguing over on page 27. One piece to keep in mind is that page 27 in the script was one page that we could not get the text to change on. So therefore, it's the original, and you'll need to take and cross out on that top half of the page. You'll need to cross out and mark that accordingly as either Dana Mom or Carla Mom. We might want to take a look at Carla Mom. It needs to be Mommy Conference now. And then Schwartzy, you're going to need to say, no, moms, let me get this one first, please. On that line, there's going to be the light change back. And that's going to, as that light change is going to happen, it's going to transition from the lights that you're in, whatever color and however we have that arranged. It's going to transition to a quick blackout and then back up to show lights. And it's during that blackout that both moms need to make your ways off the stage. And then Panch, you can, as the lights are transitioning, as long as you see that the moms have made it off stage, you can start your line even in that transition of lighting, just so you're aware. So that brings us to scene 6. Now, scene 6 takes place right above Panch. That is correct. Mr. Coney Bear. It takes place right after Schwartzy spells the word cystitis and then Panch the start of his word. Or the start of his line, excuse me. And scene 6, it's really just very straightforward in terms of the blocking. Leaf comes up, Schwartzy goes back to her seat. Leaf comes up. Leaf has got the attention span of a crazy person here. Like, he is just, there's no attention. He's super excited. He's super high energy, high. Everything is like really upbeat and really, really energetic. As we get through page 28, there will be a light change so that as Leaf is singing his song, there will be a different lighting scheme that will be on stage that will kind of set you apart so that you'll kind of have, Leaf, you'll be at the mic, but you'll really have all this space to be able to take and use here to be able to run your song. You're just really going to need to be aware of the fact that if Schwartzy is here and Barfay is here, you're going to have the very front, you're going to want to stay mostly in this quadrant here, just because of the fact that you're singing and we've got to keep that distance. Where it says family, dumb kid, those people in Leaf's family, those ensemble members, you guys are going to be off on the side of the stage and just sing those so that the voices kind of inside Leaf's head, because later on in the song, at the top of page 30, you've got My Siblings that Leaf sings and then is pointing out to the audience. Can't believe that I got it right. He points them out. And so they need to be in the audience at that point. So that's why we can't have them on stage during that piece of the song. Okay, and then we get over to audience volunteer, and then we've got Olive coming down. So Olive, as you make your way down to the microphone, you are paying attention to the blocking that's written in on the script on 31, and really what you're doing is just kind of muffled, quiet. Rona is going to cross over to you. So Olive, you're going to be here. Rona, you'll probably be here. You guys will kind of stay respectively on this line and this line, as Rona, you're sort of guiding Olive how to do what needs to happen. If Rona, you come to the mic to demonstrate, Olive, you stay off to the side. If Olive comes over to the microphone, then Rona, you step off to the side and just stay. Whoever's at the mic, the other person's going to stay on either line 2 or 3. The blocking is pretty self-explanatory. On bottom of 31, we then have Rona, the reference to leaf. I fell. And boys, there needs to be the timing and the look, Rona. We've talked about that, but I want to make sure that I point that out because it's super important. The difference with boys and girls and all of that with Barfay and Schwartzy, I want you guys standing up on your blocks, because I want there to be, you'll have a special spot cue that will come onto you. You'll have special lighting there, and depending on the essence of the message, you will have a certain color over you at the point that you say that. But just know that I want you guys standing on your blocks as that's being said. And then the rest of it is very self-explanatory all the way up through the rest of the scene, and we end on page 33 right at the top as the audience volunteer is done on page 33.